Welcome. Today, we're going to talk about the construction for a rotation. Let's start by understanding the task. Here we're given a triangle ABC. And what we want to do with this triangle, we want to rotate it 50 degrees in a clockwise direction around point D. So we can think of D as being my center of rotation. And if we want to rotate a triangle ABC, it is sufficient to get every single vertex and rotate it 50 degrees in a clockwise direction around point D. And what we have here on the upper right hand side, it is the measurement of 50 degrees. Now let's talk about the construction. We want to start by creating the path of rotation for each vertex in this triangle. So let's get our compass and place it on the center of rotation. Notice that my metal leg, it's on D. And let's concentrate on point C. What we want to do, we want to rotate it. So my metal leg, it's on D, and my pencil, it's on C. And I'm just going to create an arc. And this arc is going to be the path of rotation for point C. Now let's create the path of rotation for point A. So my metal leg stays on D. And now let me move my pencil to point A. And let's just create an arc around A. And this is going to be my path of rotation for A. Now let's create the path of rotation for B. My metal leg stays on D. Now let me move my pencil to point B. And now let me create my path of rotation for point B. So this is going to be the direction that each of those vertex is going to travel. Now, let's think about the distance that each of these points need to travel. Let's go to my angle of reference, which is 50 degrees. Let's create our angle of reference, which in this case, we want to rotate it 50 degrees. On the right-hand side, here we have the measurement of 50 degrees. So what we want to do, we're going to move our metal leg to the vertex. And let's create an arc that will represent 50 degrees. And now that we know what's the arc that is going to represent 50 degrees, let's go back to my center of rotation and create a circle using this measurement. So very important, we're not going to change this measurement. So we have our angle for 50. Now let's go back without changing the measurement. Let's go back to our center of rotation and let's create a circle using that measurement. So now that we have the path of rotation, and now we have a circle that will represent 50 degrees, now we have everything that is needed to start our construction. Let's concentrate on point C now. Let's create a line that connects the center of rotation to C. So what we want to do now is we want to get our compass and let's measure the length of this arc. So this is how much 50 degrees is. And we're going to try to recreate the same measurement on the yellow circle that we have in the middle. So now my metal leg, I'm going to place it at the intersection of the first line. And I'm going to use the distance to find where it intersects our circle. And now that we have found that intersection, let's create a line that passes through the center of rotation and the mark that we have just created. And at the location where my second line meets the path of rotation, this is where we can find the image of C prime. Let's understand what we have done here. All that we have done, we have constructed a congruent angle. This is the arc of 50 degrees, so you can think about it as being this section. And the bottom leg that we have for that angle, you can think about it as being this leg. And the upper leg that we have for this angle, you can think about it as this leg. So let's repeat this construction, but now with point A. Let's start by creating a line that connects D into A. What we want to do now, let's measure the arc for 50 degrees. And without changing the length of our compass, let's move that metal leg to that point. Let's look for the intersection. Now let's create a line that passes through that intersection that we have just found in the center of rotation. And at here, where we are intersecting our arc of rotation, is where we can find the image of A prime. When A gets rotated 50 degrees, this is its final location. Let's understand what we have done here. This arc that we have here is the measurement that we have here. And the bottom ray that we have for this angle, you can think about it as this line that we have just found. And the upper ray for this triangle, you can think about it as a line that we started with. So notice that all that we have done, we have constructed a congruent angle of 50 degrees. So now let's repeat the same process for point B. Let's start by creating a line that connects the center of rotation with B. Let's measure our arc for 50 degrees. And let's give that measurement to our yellow circle. So let's move our metal leg to the first blue line that we have here. And let's find that intersection. So now that we have that intersection, let's create a line connecting the center of rotation to that intersection that we found. And at this location where we intersect, our blue arc is where we can find the image of B. Let's call it B prime. Let's understand that we have done here. This yellow arc that we have here is the 50 degrees that we have from our angle of reference. The bottom part of my angle is this line that we have just found. The upper part of my angle is the line that we started with. All that we have done, we have constructed a congruent angle of 50 degrees. So now let's just connect our image. So this red triangle, A prime, B prime, C prime, can be seen as the image where triangle ABC got rotated 50 degrees around point D in a clockwise direction. Hello, if you would like to continue learning about mathematics, you can check out the videos on the left.